Good morning, everyone. Today's Thursday, October 5th, 2023, and we're here for a work session. And as always, we're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. And Frank, welcome back, and can you please take the lead?
Absolutely. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Frank. Before we get started on our two discussion items for today, I want to thank everyone who attended the ribbon cutting for the new town hall. It consists of a four-story ceiling to floor walls, some of them, the exterior, it's a beautiful building, has a marketplace in it, cafe, and the employees are ecstatic. We had 200 people there, about 200 people there yesterday. All levels of government showed up. It consists of the main structure, an adjacent commercial building that we acquire, and it also the bank, the Riverhead residents own a bank. It's the M&T Bank, we own it, and that generates $270,000 a year. And we also have a home, a historic home that's in need of repair. It's a 4.25 acre facility, and obviously we all know it was a $20 million facility. And we also gained 200 parking spaces, and it's within 500 walking steps from Main Street, and it's great. That's going to bring density to the area. The employees are going to be able to go downtown on Main Street and participate and be part of that town square. And this is most important. That building is for you. Wow services, wow operations, and we hope you can come and take a tour. Yesterday at the ribbon cutting, we had, like I said, about 200 people, but people were coming until 5 o'clock all day. So I'm assuming we had about 300. And it's amazing. It's a beautiful state-of-the-art building, and this town board did it. And I want to thank my colleagues for attending and for having that vision, and it's no longer talk, it happened. Okay, additionally, I want to thank the local businesses who donated beverages and plantings and food for our ceremony. They were very generous, and they consist of the Jamesport Greenhouses, Emily and Ed Gabelson, the Hyatt Hotel, Suffolk County Community Culinary Arts, and also the Riverhead Cider House, Diggers Restaurant, Cafe Victoria. That was a hit. That coffee and those things were out of this world. Tottenham Hill Mangano Funeral Homes, Stonewalls, Frank, thank you. Restaurant, Rothwell Funeral Homes, Exit Realty, and Riverhead Flower Shop.
Councilman Hubbard got so much.
Yeah, hold on. Fox
Oh, you
Hollow.
got him, goodness, sorry.
Yeah, Fox. We are.
Busy turkey.
Fox Hollow's Rock Camp family, and the entire town board who were donated. So thank you. And just as a reminder, our town hall will be closed on Monday, October 9th, in observance of Columbus Day, and we're going to reopen on Tuesday, October 10th at 8:30. Okay, moving forward with our first discussion, we have
Can I
our
make
plan.
an announcement?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, okay, so, I just want to, tomorrow, no, not tomorrow, Saturday, October 7th, at the First Baptist Church of Riverhead is the BEP's third annual Harvest Festival. If you haven't been there, it's phenomenal. The food is phenomenal. So they'll have food, drinks, clothes, accessories, arts and crafts vendors. It's right on Northville Turnpike at the First Baptist Church. It's a great event.
Do you have the time on that?
You have to, yeah.
They didn't give me a time, but usually I go there around noon, 1 o'clock, and the place is packed, and the food is phenomenal. People from all over the
And
place.
that's tomorrow?
No, I thought it's Saturday.
Okay, I think you said tomorrow.
I did.
It's okay?
It's
Because I
Saturday.
was going to go.
And then the country fair is coming up,
Yes.
and that is
Sunday?
Sunday, the country fair, which is going to be huge. There'll be no, Main Street will be open. National Grid will not be there. They will not be staging anything on the north or south side parking lots on Main Street. So that's always a great festival, and the weather is looking phenomenal, so see you there.
Bob, you said Main Street's gonna be open.
Yes, I've spoken to National Grid, and they've committed.
not to confuse people, it's gonna be closed for the fair.
Oh, it's closed for the
Right,
fair.
right.
I'm sorry, I
To
meant, yes.
divert traffic.
Yes, yes. Main Street will be open for the fair.
As usual.
And it'll be,
Yes.
what I meant, cleaned up
Yes.
for the fair.
Yeah. Thank you. Anyone else? You good? All right. Take it away, Greg.
All right. I will ask Allison Ramos from Weber Law Group and Chris Voorhees, a project engineer, to come up. We have a site plan application that's before the town board. The property is located at 901-923 Berman Boulevard. The application is seeking approval to construct approximately an 84,000 square foot industrial building at the site of an existing industrial site. It currently houses Riley Architectural and Old Castle, as well as the air traffic control tower. The lot is located at the northwest corner of the intersection of Berman Boulevard and Scott Avenue. This is the first building when you drive into the EPCAL property from Middle Country Road. The property was identified as out parcel number 1 on the Berman subdivision map, AKA Calverton Camelot. So there was a little bit of work that needed to be done by the planning board in order to allow the town board to process this application. In March of 2006, when the planning board approved that Calverton Camelot subdivision, as I said, this parcel was identified as out parcel number 1, and it was subject to a specific list of dimensional regulations that were on that Berman subdivision chart. It basically ascribed each lot within that subdivision specific dimensional regulations in terms of lot coverage, impervious surface, setback, etc. I did some research into the history of that, and I found some inconsistencies with the application. Essentially, this parcel was never part of that application, even though it was given those dimensional regulations. So the planning board, by resolution number 23-069 at the beginning of August, they passed a resolution to remove this from the table of dimensional regulations on the Berman subdivision chart to allow it to be developed under the underlying PIP zoning district. So that really allowed the town board to even process and consider the application. Regarding secret, it is a type 1 action pursuant to our town code as it involves more than 50 parking stalls. So I will have a resolution for the next town board meeting to classify the action and request lead agency. We'll send it out to involved agencies. I have them listed on page 3 of the staff report. I do note that the site plan indicates that a variance is required for impervious surface coverage. This site plan is actually proposing to reduce the impervious surface coverage on the site. The existing impervious is a pre-existing non-conforming condition. Being that they're reducing that degree of non-conformity, I don't think it's appropriate to send it to the zoning board, so they will not require zoning board relief. Just in terms of the application, as I said, it's approximately an 84,000 square foot new industrial building with a footprint of approximately 250 feet by 337 feet. The building will be 40 feet tall. It will contain approximately 5,400 square feet of office space, approximately 75,000 square feet of warehousing space, along with utility space and restrooms. The plans currently show 16 loading bay doors along the northern elevation of the building. The building facade consists of painted corrugated metal panels, concrete panels, architectural composite, and glass windows. The plans will be referred to the ARB for their review and comment. I plan on getting them to the ARB at the meeting in October. One of the, probably what I think might be the heaviest lift on this application will be the relocation of existing water main easement. Right now, there is a filed water main easement that was filed with the Suffolk County Clerk in October of 2001. That agreement was between the Town of Riverhead Community Development Agency and the Riverhead Water District to allow for the placement of a 20-foot wide water easement in order to lay, maintain, repair, and operate pipeline for the transmission of water service. That existing water main easement essentially runs directly through the location where they're proposing the new building. The easement does contain language that says, upon reasonable written notice to the other party hereto to request an amendment to this agreement for the purpose of relocating the easement area in order to facilitate the development of any portion of the Calverton site, provided, however, that 1, the requesting party shall be liable for any costs and expenses associated with such relocation. 2, that such relocation shall not have a materially adverse effect on the non-requesting party.
and that such relocation shall lie in the bed of the road and/or along the side and/or rear lot lines, as same are shown on the land division. So there is a mechanism in that easement agreement that allows for the relocation. The applicant, in this case, since they would be the requesting party, they would be responsible for the cost of engineering that and designing that and relocating the water easement. I have advised the applicant, and the water district is aware of that. They have had some correspondence with the applicant. They will really need to come up with a mapping plan with the water district. It's worth noting that there are several parcels along this stretch of the EPCAL property. Some are currently proposing to relocate the water easement, some are not. One property has no pending application, so that's really gonna need to be something that's hashed out between the applicant and the water district. There may need to be some shared costs to relocate the water easements. You know, if the property directly to the south has no current site plan application, I think we'd be hard pressed to force them to relocate that water easement on their dime, but I've advised the applicant to begin those discussions and continue them with the Riverhead Water District.
Greg, just for the people watching on TV, this parcel is the old air traffic control tower.
Correct, yes. When you come in off Middle Country
Right.
Road, you come down Berman Boulevard, it's that first side on the right, so yes, it does contain the air traffic control tower. Riley Architectural and Old Castle are currently there.
Now, the storage that's outside, and actually off their property, will that be part of why they're building a warehouse, to keep that stuff under roof?
So the storage off their property, I just checked with Dawn, the storage off their property, sort of on the, I don't want to call it necessarily the taxiway, but
Right.
that concrete strip leading out to
Yes.
the runways, that is actually storage from Island International, and I believe they do have a license agreement for that outdoor
Okay.
storage, so that material on town property is not being stored by the applicant. They do have a lot of outdoor storage on this property, though. I've never seen so many pallets of concrete in my life.
Yeah, right,
But again, it's a heavy industrial operation, so that's to be expected. Outdoor storage is a permitted accessory use in the PIP zoning district, as long as it's suitably screened. I will get to some of the outdoor storage a little bit later. But regarding access to the site, right now, the access on Berman Boulevard, it's sort of served by several curb cuts. There's kind of 6 little landscaped islands. One of my recommendations, and I'll go over it in more detail with the engineer, I would just recommend formalization of some formal curb cuts on this, rather than have it sort of just be a free-for-all and have just, striped no parking areas. They should create formal curb cuts, provide curbing. It would provide an opportunity to install additional landscape buffers so they can screen the parking lot. Right now, there's essentially no landscape buffers, so that's just one of my recommendations, to formalize some curbing, increase some landscaped areas, and again, that would just serve to further reduce the non-conforming impervious condition, so it'll reduce that even more. I did note that on the plans, they do not really indicate that connection to the runway. It's obviously recommended that that connection be retained, so that figure should just be shown on the site plan. As I stated, there is some outdoor storage, a lot of outdoor storage on the south side of the property, a lot of concrete pallets. They do show parking in that southern area. That's just something they need to just sort of clean up on the plans, identify, is that going to be parking, is that going to be storage? Again, no problem with it being used for storage as long as it's suitably screened. So that's something that can just be cleaned up a little bit on the property. So the site plan does propose, in terms of landscaping, it does propose to revegetate approximately 175,000 square feet of the northern property area with a pinelands, nursery, pollinator, meadow seed mix, which includes a wide range of native grasses and pollinator flowers, with the remainder of the site to be laid with lawn hydro seed. They propose street trees, parking lot trees within the landscaped islands. I did note that the plans do not currently propose any additional landscaping on the southern portion of the already developed site, but as I stated, they can increase some landscaped areas with the formalization of that curbing. All the lighting on site will be brought into compliance with town code. They do propose outdoor lighting fixtures at a height of 16 feet above grade, color temperature of 3,000 degrees Kelvin, and they all are dark sky compliant, so they comply with the town code. The site currently is proposing to be significantly over-parked. The town code only requires 279 parking stalls. The site plan proposes a total of 345. I did note 66 of the proposed parking stalls are located between the existing buildings. I'm assuming those would serve the new warehouse. So they do have, like I said, tying into the outdoor storage. If they were to lose some of those parking stalls on the south side and to just call that outdoor storage area, they would still be in compliance with the required parking. We will refer everything out to the involved agencies during the secret coordination period, and we have Highway Department, Fire Marshal, Suffolk County Planning Commission, State Historic Preservation Office, and other involved agencies. Again, for this application, I mean, EPCAL, this is where you want the industrial development, screened, it's off Middle Country Road. An 84,000 square foot industrial building, warehousing light industrial is not enough to trigger a significant increase in traffic. So we're not anticipating a significant increase in traffic volumes. I will note, I did just receive recently, earlier this week, a Phase 1 environmental site assessment. I haven't had a chance to fully go through it yet, but I know there is concern about PFAS and PFOA contamination within the EPCAL property. So I will report back to the board on the results of that Phase 1 ESA. And we'll tie that up into the secret determination.
Okay. What's gonna happen to the actual tower?
The tower's the existing building, the existing development is gonna remain.
Okay.
The tower is not going anywhere.
Is this the expansion of a business already, an existing business, or is there a tenant for the project?
It's expansion of an existing business.
Oh.
One of the tenants that's in there is Pella Window Factory, in addition to Old Castle.
Okay, right, all right.
Was Riley was purchased by Pella?
I believe so, yeah. So
So-
they're just busting at the seams at this point.
So they manufacture the windows here. The purpose of this is for storage of the windows that they manufacture on site?
Right, or, even a possible future tenant as well.
Great.
I think it's pretty good use for something that's not being used. And you need to expand, right?
No, it's a good
Seems like
project,
everything in
yeah.
EPCAL is expanding, right? We had a couple of projects recently, so I'm fine. What do you need to do that next?
So I'll prepare the SECRA Type 1 coordination resolution. I'll get it out, put it in the packets for the next town board meeting,
Okay.
send out the referrals. Obviously, we have a 30-day coordination period. Upon the end of the 30-day period, the town board can make a determination on the project.
Okay, perfect. And
Planning board's lead agency?
No, because it's in
Town
the
board,
EPCAL
it's in
urban
the
renewal
EPCAL,
area.
Yes.
Site plan jurisdiction falls under the town board. The only reason the planning board was involved was because of, like I said, the Berman subdivision, and because the planning board reviewed that subdivision, they needed to adopt that resolution to allow this to be developed under the PIP zoning.
Okay, great.
Fantastic, thank you.
That's great. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank
Have
you.
a good day.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, for our last discussion, we want to discuss the formation of a new advocacy group here in Riverhead. I reached out to the East End Advocacy Group, a group that works with abused children and their families, and I know we had given them a grant last year. They operate here in Riverhead. I also reached out to the East End Disabilities. I went to a press conference and joined Suffolk County Crime Victims. Rocco was there with me. And Dress with Success, they dress women who are in need, they provide counseling, and they provide referral services. And all these agencies provide referral services. When I was talking to East End Disabilities, they said, yeah, we have a high population, we are a vulnerable group. And so we want to bring all these services together so they're not repetitive and people have to travel. And I think if you centralize them, I think it'll be great for the community. And I'm not sure if you want to help me lead on this.
Yeah, I think that it'd be a really positive step. We focus on our seniors, we take care of our seniors, we offer programming for that. And then, but sometimes when our kids come out of school, there's the age of where they're, some go to college, some don't, and some need guidance. And I think that, Dress for Success, for example, helps, improve their resumes, planning life balances, overcoming
Counseling.
gender bias issues. The Crime Victim Center yesterday, that we attended, I guess, 2 days ago, they have an amazing program, and they've reached out, as, just to expand on what you said, Supervisor, that to all the towns, to participate in their programming about domestic violence and making sure that resources available to everyone in the town. So I think that, our seniors go to the senior center and request information. I think it would be an excellent step for us to maybe create something, whether it be an office or an area designated in town hall, where we can have all these resource guides available for our, I'll say, mid-generation teenagers to young adults to provide resources, have these opportunities available where they can come and have a comfortable environment, gain information. Maybe there'll be programming there, help get insight at something
And they
that
can
we can
meet.
provide at no charge to our residents to make themselves available.
Yeah, and so again, it's just provide support services and also outreach.
Yeah.
So maybe they can centralize all their material together in one
Yeah.
location. So when somebody shows up, he says, oh, I could use this, I know that someone can use this. So I'm hoping that, I'd like to form this group and the board support me.
I think it's really like when we're talking about maybe 4 or 5 different aspects, kind of joining them all in one room for like a resource guide, a resource center to provide to individuals throughout the town, men and women, and to be able to
That's
come in
right.
and gain
And this is
guidance.
the kind of idea that it's born out of necessity, of course.
Exactly.
So, meeting the needs of the community is really what the whole idea is. I think it's a great idea.
And you can see, see on the police reports, the domestic cases, I mean, every month after month after month, and I think this is great.
And also, if you look at all those agencies I mentioned, they're involved with domestic
Yeah.
type of
that's-
cases.
yeah, yeah.
Children are disabled, the parents having a tough time, the crime victims, and it's good to have Suffolk County. They have a little bit more resources than we have, so maybe they can help us print some stuff. And Just for Success, they do a lot of coaching and a lot of referrals, because some of these people may be homeless, or they're struggling, or they're divorced, or they're getting out of a domestic abusive household, and they need services. So they all talk to each other, so I think it's a good.
They
And also just young moms, people, kids get older, they go into school, and then you're looking for an opportunity. So it's been a while since I've been in college, and then to get assistance with resumes, and as the job market continually changes, and get some direction. Not everyone can afford to go to college, but some people have great college experience, but then you raise a family, and then it's like, wow, sitting down, and I get nervous when I came here to redo a resume. So,
Yeah.
so it's good to have these multiple resources all together in one place.
Great.
That's key to it too, have it in one place.
Centralized.
Because often you go somewhere and they can't help you and they've got to shuffle you off somewhere else. And
Right.
when they're all under one roof, so to speak, it's a lot easier to get the services to the people that need it.
And they'll be cross-trained, so if, let's say, the East End Disabilities is not there, the Suffolk County crime victims will say, well, we have this, here's the
Right.
information, this is the person you reach, or they'll be here on whatever it is that
Right.
they work on. But they're gonna build it, I think they should build it themselves, and they'll check with us. We're
Right.
gonna form the group,
Absolutely.
let them see
They know
what they can
best.
cover. They know the best, so we're
Right.
not gonna micromanage them. I think that all of these are, they're established groups that we want to get into, their main goal is what we want to accomplish, is to help people. And we'll let them meet, let them create their group. We could just form the group through resolution and let them start their first meeting and move forward.
Good. Let's
It
move
will
forward
grow
on it.
over time.
Yeah,
It will. Yeah.
okay.
That's it, guys? Anyone have any questions?
I think it's all positive.
It is, right? Okay, thank you, everyone. This concludes our session items for today. In a moment, I'm going to ask for a first and a second to go into executive session. And we have a legal matter surrounding possible acquisition of real property, and that will be with Howard and Thomas. And can I have a first and a second to go into executive session,
So moved.
please?
Second?
Great. All in favor? All opposed? So move. Everyone, hopefully we'll see you at the Country Fair on Sunday. Thank you. Be safe.